Spurs fans, the Lakers had beaten us 8 out of the last 9 games, but we played to Kram, and we said, grant us revenge. And revenge tasted good.
Go, Spurs, go, 'cause the Giants stay.
What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. And last night, our Spurs not only won, but they blew the Lakers out. 3-game losing streak over. Currently sitting in 11th place, and it's where we thought they'd be, somewhere between 8 and 11. And I usually don't check out single-game wins, but this was such a big one. And there's something I got to show before you even get into the game. Check out these back-to-back dunks by the Spurs. If you've already seen them, hey, it is what it is, but I'm sure you won't mind seeing them again because it was fantastic. First, we have Devin Vassell driving to the rim, and he says, Anthony Davis, take this.
Keeps it. Oh, he dunked over Davis.
That's a poster on Anthony Davis. But wait, there's more.
Ooh, how about the little tuck? Hides the basketball.
So there's Wemby in the middle of the floor, and check this out.
Brings it out the last second.
Takes the pass, and now he's got nothing. Nothing but open floor in front of him. And what's he going to do with it? I'll put a stamp on it. That was awesome. It was a dunk fest for the Spurs for a while. Actually, you know what? The bench reaction's pretty good here, too. Yeah. Guys are pumped up. And it was just nice to see our guys play Spurs basketball again last night and get back to winning ways. But let's get into this article from Pounding the Rock that summarized a couple things from last night that I want to touch base on as well. And of course, while I'm doing so, do you agree with some of this? Do you disagree? Let me know. Always love to hear what you guys have to say. Whoops. I need to switch the page. There we go. Rookie move. Noob. Anyway, Victor Wembanyama finished with 23 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. It was a nice bounce-back game given that he had just 10 points last Wednesday against the Milwaukee Bucks. More importantly, he looked more rejuvenated after almost a week between games as he seemed lethargic in that match against the Bucks. Would have liked him to attack the paint more with AD in foul trouble. Yeah, Anthony Davis got into early foul trouble, 2 in the first quarter, I believe. He was in foul trouble most of the night, but Wemby did most of its damage on the perimeter. But he did do that damage, and I got to say, one thing I liked that Mitch Johnson did last night was Wemby rested the first 4 minutes of the fourth quarter, and he didn't look tired in the fourth. And I think, this is my opinion, I think the sweet spot for Wemby is going to be about 34 to 36 minutes per game. When Wemby's fresh, he's one of the best and probably will be the best in the NBA sooner than later. But when he's tired, he's not going to be able to help us a lot out there. You can clearly tell when he's tired, when he's just settling for perimeter shots, just launching 3 after 3, not blocking shots. He looked good last night, and I think this is the usage that we probably should have for him right around that 35-minute mark. But we're not done there. Pounding the Rock continues to be impressed by how unfazed Stefan Castle is. I've talked about this too. He seems to excel in games against the bigger stars. On Monday night, last night, Castle dropped 23 points to tie his career high, by the way, on 10 of 16 shooting and seemed to make it his mission to attack LeBron James and Anthony Davis. He was successful on multiple occasions, and in typical Steph fashion, there wasn't even a hint of a smile on his face. Here's what I'll say about Steph. He missed an easy layup. An easy layup. Probably should have dunked it right near the start of the game. I was like, oh boy, here we go. Hope it's not going to be a rough night. Didn't faze him one bit. We've seen other Spurs, I won't say who, when they miss a shot or two, they get down, they start just hanging their head down, and they're out of the game, and that's it. Stefan Castle seems to have no quit. He has that don't get down on yourself mentality, and that is great to see. It's such a young player, a rookie at that if he makes a mistake, he gets back on defense. Maybe he tries to cause a turnover or he goes back and shoots it again. Yes, I know his shooting percentages are not good right now. He's a rookie, but look at the good things he's able to do. He's shown us he's a great finisher above the rim, a solid defender, probably going to be a very good, maybe great defender sooner than later. And just the no-quit mentality. I love what I'm seeing, that he just doesn't get down and keeps going out there and attacking. So that could be a very good thing for us moving forward. But we are not done yet. Devin Vassell finally shot his way, or not shot his way, but got his, he's out of the slump, is what I'm trying to say. Vassell with 23 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists on 9 of 18 shooting, including 5 from 9 from 3. His shooting has turned a corner after a slow start, but it's his explosiveness that's most encouraging. We saw him make a number of explosive dunks last week. Yes, we did. Quite a few against Denver, I think. 2 or 3 just in that game alone. But none were more impressive than the one last night against Anthony Davis. It's fair to say that he's finally over his knee injury and looking like, well, Devin Vassell again. Looking like the guy last year, looking like the guy that the Spurs gave a huge contract extension to. We need more games like that from Devin. He looked good. That's the Devin. I know he can't do it every night, but I expect more nights like that sprinkled in here and now. And it was great to see. Can I call them our new big three? I saw some fans calling it live chat last night. It's like the big three performed, the big three of Wemby, Castle, and Vassell. Yeah, they're not anywhere near Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, or Tim Duncan as of yet, but maybe they can be. And I'm not going to leave Jeremy Sohan out. I always joke around, but we have the Fantastic Four. I think he's not going to be the guy that goes out there and scores 20 to 25 to 30 on a regular basis, but he's that glue guy. He's going to do the dirty work in the paint. He's going to guard the guy that maybe somebody else doesn't want to defend. And I think he's still going to be a solid part of this cog moving forward. I think we're just missing one piece in the starting lineup. I've said this before, I'll say it again, especially if you're new here. I really hope that our starting lineup pans out and works out to be Wemby, Sohan, Vassell, and Castle eventually becomes a fantastic point guard. Missing pieces of forward. Harrison Barnes, Chris Paul's doing much better than I thought he would this year, but they're obviously not here long term. Chris Paul's going to be 40, I believe, this year, right? He turns 40. So the window in his career is quickly closing. Harrison Barnes has been, been up and down this year, but he's had some nice games. Had a great fourth quarter last night to seal the deal against the Lakers, but he's obviously not a long-term solution. Could he stay with the Spurs after his contract expires and goes to the bench? Maybe, but I really feel like we're missing one piece. And I know we talk about it on the channel, well, Cooper Flagg, Ace Bailey. You never know. I think we're going to be a late lottery team in the end. But if our guys played like they did last night, and granted, the Lakers didn't play their best basketball. They were chucking threes. LeBron had 7 turnovers and I think only 18 points. Definitely not the normal LeBron performance. Even at his advanced age right now, he's still been putting up much better games. A win's a win. We'll take it. We're going to get a test here this week against the Grizzlies. And if they can take one out of 2 of the Grizzlies, I might have to reconsider. It's really tough to pinpoint where this and I know I'm rambling a little bit, I'm going off the cuff, but I love talking about our team. But it's tough to gauge just how good they are because we have games like this where it's like, yeah, you know what? I think we could be definitely at least a play-in team and maybe make the playoffs. And then they have those other games where you scratch your head and you're like the game against Milwaukee, and you're like, shoot, we're still a lottery team. And I think that's just going to be the season this year, Spurs fans. We're just going to have to take it with a grain of salt that we're going to have big wins like this where we're like, yeah, baby, we're back. And then we're going to have those games where we're like, oh, boy, let's trade everybody. I don't believe in trading everybody, but there are going to be players that are not back next season. That's clearly obvious. But no matter what, it's a great time to be a Spurs fan. We actually have way too many draft picks. So one thing I'd like to see Brian Wright do, a.k.a. Brian Wrong for some of you, is we need to start moving some of those picks. I've always been build to the draft, and I still believe build, not buy a championship. But we can't draft everybody. There's only 15 roster spots and three G League spots. We need to start using some of those picks to maybe move up or do something, whatever it is. But we have way too many picks. I think is it next or this draft or one of the upcoming drafts? I think we have like 4 second rounders or something great. 3 or 4 second rounders. We don't need all that. We can't use all that. I'm thinking just worst case scenario that the Spurs just end up selling picks for cash. That just kind of gut punched me when I said that. It's like, great, you moved all these players around and just straight cash, homie. That's it. It is what it is. But this is a great win. I'm still riding high. I'm very tired. For those that don't know, I'm on the East Coast. This game ended around 1 a.m. and I was there for work for 7 a.m. And in between those 6 hours, my girlfriend's dog had a restless night and kept us up a good portion of that. So I'm pretty beat, but I'm still riding high because this was an awesome win for our Spurs. Drop a comment down below your thoughts on the win. Can they keep this momentum going, or is it going to be a roller coaster year because it's not a playoff team yet? It's not a lottery team, really. I think it's just kind of in between there, which would be a play-in spot. Appreciate you all. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe to become part of our awesome Spurs community. I thank you, and as always, go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs, go, 'cause the Giants stay.
Oh, I'm still recording. Well, that was awkward. We'll try that again. Go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs, go, 'cause the Giants